Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to share about Duolingo English test. That is, what is the cost of the test, whether you can take the test or not, instead of, is it a complete substitute to IELTS, and is it accepted by many countries, and will it affect your visa, what is the question paper pattern, is it easy or not. So all the questions you have about Duolingo test in your mind, you can get clarified by the end of this video, I hope. But still, if you're having any doubts apart from what I say in this video, let me know in the comment section or through my Instagram ID, which I give you in the description box. Okay, so without any further delay, let's get into the video quickly. I've written everything in the book. I'll look into the book and I'll be telling you, okay, because I don't remember everything. If I remember everything, definitely I'm gonna miss some things. So first of all, about the fee of the Duolingo test, it is just $49. That is somewhere around 3,600 or between 3,600 to 3,700, something which is less than 4,000 itself, right? You just convert 49 into 75. So it is very cheap. Cheap in the sense, when compared to IELTS and TOEFL, it is cheap. For TOEFL, you have to pay something around 13,800 like that, right? And for IELTS, it is 14,700. So when compared to those two, it is cheap. It is affordable. Okay, and Duolingo is a language proficiency test, right? So what is a language proficiency test? We are from India. We are from a country where English is not the basic language. That is, it can be India or it can be any country. It could be not Australia. Some Germany, Italy, China, whatever it is. So here in our country, English is not the primary language, right? So in order to prove that we know English, we can read, write, speak, and listen, understand everything. So we can come to the USA or Australia or Canada, whatever it is, and we can survive there. So in order to prove that, we have to give the language proficiency test and the scores of the language proficiency test to the universities. Got it? So first I told you what is the fee, and it is a language proficiency test. Done. Next, the questions in the Duolingo test are mixed. That is, in IELTS we have listening separate, then reading separate, then writing separate, and then speaking separate, like that, right? But in case of the Duolingo, you don't have like that. So the questions are mixed, and also you don't have a fixed question types. That is, you have to listen and you have to answer, or you have to listen and you have to complete the note, you have to read and you have to complete the blanks. It is not like that. You don't have fixed question paper pattern. If you want to understand what kind of questions you may get in the Duolingo test, you can go to the website of the Duolingo. There you will have a sample test. If you give the sample test, you will have an idea of what kind of questions you may get. Got it? And it is an adaptive test. Adaptive test in the sense like GRE. If you don't know about GRE, I'll tell you what is adaptive. Suppose if you answer the first question as correct, then second question you will be getting a bit harder one, and if you answer second also correct, then third one a bit harder. Until and unless you answer it correctly, you will be getting all easy questions. Okay, if you are getting all easy questions, means it means that you are doing it wrong. Got it? So it is a adaptive test. Got it? And it will have short tests or text or audio. Text, T-E-X-T, text. So what do you mean by this? In listening, in IELTS listening, what happens? You will have a very long audio and you need to listen to that audio and you have to write. And even in the IELTS reading also, you will have a very big passage. You will have passage of 1 or 2 pages. You need to read that passage and answer the questions, right? But here in Duolingo, it's not like that. Maybe 3 or 4 sentences, 2 or 3 sentence paragraphs you will have. That's all. You will not have long conversations. You will not have long audios, or you will not have long text also. Got it? And yeah, you cannot go back to the question in the Duolingo. Suppose you have answered second question, you went to the third question and you don't know the third question. You thought of going to fourth question, and in the end I'll come back to that. You cannot do that. You cannot come back. Okay, and for each and every question there will be a specified time limit, like 20 seconds, 30 seconds, like that. In that 20 seconds only you have to answer the question. Suppose third question, the time limit is 20 seconds. Then you were able to answer the third question within 10 seconds only. You have more 10 seconds remaining, right? You cannot use that 10 seconds for your next question. They will expire then and there itself. Got it? So you cannot carry forward the marks. Got it? Sorry, time. Yeah, you cannot carry forward. That is done. Next, So what are the requirements for this test? If I have to tell you what are the documents that you require for this test, you need your passport. For GRE or for IELTS or for TOEFL, for everything passport is mandatory. Everything which is related to abroad education, passport is mandatory. So for this also you need to show your passport. Got it? And here you don't have headset, they'll not give you headset. You have to listen to the listen to the audio openly. Since you will be sitting in a room and you will be writing it online, you don't have any problem of noise, okay? And you cannot write any notes and you have to not use your mobile phone, okay? Next. Now, so what are the universities accepting Duolingo? So if we have to discuss about the universities accepting Duolingo, I'll tell you two ways. First thing, in Duolingo website, you will have that you can give, like, you know, they'll ask you to give graduate, and if you're your country, so if you want for undergrad, then undergraduate and country, you have to give that, and you will be getting the list of universities which are accepting Duolingo. But more than that, the effective way is go to the university website where you want to in which university you want to go into. Go to that university website. In that university website, what you will do is go to the in admissions blog. You will have international students or international admissions. Go there. There all the requirements will be there, not only this Duolingo, everything, what GRE score, how much you have to get, how many LORs you need, and all those things, all the information will be present in the international students blog. Okay, go there and check. Even about Duolingo also, it will be mentioned there, is Duolingo accepted or not. If accepted, they will also mention for fall 2022 or for spring 2022 or for fall 2021 or for spring 2023 we are accepting Duolingo. They will mention that for which semesters they are accepting the Duolingo also will be mentioned there. Okay, so you can do that. Got it? Next. So then what is the score? For TOEFL you will be graded for 120, for IELTS you will be graded for 9 bands, then for Duolingo you will be graded for 160 marks. You can get score between 10 to 160. Okay, the basic score is 10 to 160 you can get. Got it? And this Duolingo score is valid for 2 years, same like IELTS and TOEFL. And yeah, next thing is score reporting. So you know what is score reporting, right? For TOEFL you will be paying some, I don't exactly remember for TOEFL, but for IELTS you can send your scores up to for free for up to 5 universities. For 5 universities you can send it for free. Beyond that you have to pay 250 rupees per each and every university, right? So but in case of Duolingo you can send it to any number of universities. The scores are valid for 2 years, right? In that 2 years you can send it to any number of universities in any country. Got it? And the exam is only for 1 hour, and you will be getting the results within 48 hours of your exam completion. Suppose you have completed your exam now, day after tomorrow, by this time you will have results in your hand. Got it? And the exam is only for 1 hour, very flexible. It's not like you have to book the slot and in that slot only you have to write the exam. It is not like that. You can pay, you can register, and whenever you're free you can go and you can write the exam. Got it? And you can write it anywhere, anytime, and you don't have any slot bookings with us. And even top universities are also accepting Duolingo scores, like Yale University, Duke University. They are accepting your Duolingo scores. And now comes the very important part, visa. So are Duolingo scores accepted for visas? See, one thing, the university itself has specified that it is going to accept the Duolingo score, right? So you will not have any problem with visa. Why I'm telling, why I'm so much confident is, you may ask, then why you have given IELTS when you know Duolingo, when you have a chance for Duolingo, and when you're saying that it is not very hard to get visa with Duolingo. See, when I have given my IELTS, I seriously don't have any idea about. I know some like people are writing Duolingo. I have an idea about that, but by then I prepared for my IELTS. Okay, like I have prepared, so let us give. And why I am very confident about Duolingo in case of visa is, I have seen many of my friends who went for spring 2022 who got their visa approved and they are in the US now. So I've seen many of my friends, I can say 6 to 7 friends, 6 to 7 members of my friends wrote the Duolingo exam and they went. So with visa you may not have any problem, but where I think Duolingo will not work is at your assistantships. So in many of the websites I have seen, for assistantships, websites in the sense college websites, I have seen for assistantships they were asking like you have to get 6 or 6.5 in IELTS minimum, and TOEFL scores also they were mentioning. But I have never seen any website in assistantships, like whatever colleges I have searched for, in those college websites I have not seen any of the website mentioning something about Duolingo. So there is, we cannot say like if you write Duolingo you'll not get assistantships. I'll not say that, but for assistantships you have to think in the sense, first contact the seniors who already went there through LinkedIn or through Instagram. In LinkedIn also, you go to that college name, you search the college name, you will get the students, right? In LinkedIn you send a message to them, and if you think that they may not respond on time in LinkedIn, see, LinkedIn is not very serious for us, but for the students in USA, they give, almost every student will have LinkedIn, almost every student will be active on LinkedIn. If not on LinkedIn also, take their name or username, search on Instagram, text them. So be in contact with any of the senior or any of the your friend who is already there in the university where you want to go. You can ask them like with Duolingo will they accept for assistantships, and not only for that, having senior contacts or having friend contacts who are already in the USA will definitely help you for 100%. Not only for this Duolingo clarification, for any other doubts also it will definitely help you. So I recommend you talk with your friends whether you can get assistantships with the Duolingo score or not, because assistantships are very important. If you could manage to get an assistantship, then your finances will be, you need not worry about your finances, right? So that is about the assistantships. So you just ask your seniors about that, and you don't have any fixed question paper pattern, and you don't have any fixed questions. And then comes the last part. In the last 10 minutes of your exam, you will be having a writing and speaking interview. Okay, you will not see any other person, opposite person on the screen. You have to just assume that there is somebody on the other end, and they will give you a topic, like they'll give you 2 topics for writing. Pick any one of the topic and write whatever you know for 3 to 5 minutes, or 3 to 4 minutes, like that. They'll give you some time. Within 10 minutes the speaking and writing section also will be finished. So they'll ask you, you have to write something, done. Next comes the speaking. In speaking also you need to pick any one of the topic. They'll give you 2 topics. From those 2 topics you have to pick any one, and you have to speak about that for 3 to 4 minutes or 4 to 5 minutes, like that. They'll give you some time. You need to speak about that topic for some time. Got it? So this is about the writing and speaking in the Duolingo test. In the last 10 minutes you'll have this writing and speaking. Mostly last 10 minutes. I'm not sure, maybe you'll have it in the between or not. Mostly last 10 minutes itself. And yeah, that's all. And some of the question types, like when I asked my friends, they said like you can have missing letters. You can have identify the words in the English dictionary, and you'll be asked to look at a picture and say what is that picture, or talk about that picture, like that. It is not very hard, and also it is not very easy. Don't take it for granted. And in Duolingo, what is a good score? Something above 100 is considered good, and if you get 120 in Duolingo, that is equal to 7 in IELTS. Okay, so the conversion chart, comparison. The comparison chart between the IELTS and Duolingo will also be available to you in the Duolingo website. You can check there. You will get an idea like how much score if I get, it will be good, like that. You will be getting an idea. Okay, you'll be having the comparison chart in the in the Duolingo website. If not in the Duolingo website, you may get it on the Google also. So this is all about the video about Duolingo exam. I hope this video will be useful for many of you, if not for all of you. For many of you I hope, because you are having a question mark whether we can write the Duolingo or not, right? So that's all for this video, and if you are still having any doubts, just contact me through my Instagram, which I'll give you the details of my Instagram in the description. And thanks for watching the video till the end. Let's meet up in the next coming video with another topic.